Hey everybody, welcome to today's reading. I am doing an all signs reading for the full moon in Pisces, which happens technically, I think in West Coast time, it's early in the morning. The morning, like tonight. So these cards take me the longest to pick out. So I went ahead and spared everybody some time by just taking care of the Doreen Virtue cards first. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and lay these out while people hop on. Okay. And good old Morgan Greer. So one of the things that I'm going to be talking about, I have the astrology is like hitting really, really hard right now. So I've been kind of MIA a little bit. But I have like what the Morgan Greer is going to be, what you're releasing, and then some angel messages, and then a growth period card as an oracle card. So I hope you enjoy this. Okay. So since it's the Pisces full moon, I figure it would be appropriate for me to start with Pisces. And then I'll start off with the angel messages. Patience. Now is the time to learn, study, and gather information. Enjoy being a student because in the future you will synthesize your knowledge into action. Okay, so there's something that you're gaining information about right now that's really uncomfortable. That's the main message that's coming up from this card in particular. Hi, Lisa. So with the Patience card, it's like things are kind of at more of a standstill right now, and it is time to be a little bit more introspective and being patient. Okay, and then the growth period for this moon cycle, so this is going to be until the next full moon. Communication, so expressing yourself, seeking out community and friendships in order to gain support so that you're able to kind of release that pressure that you've built up recently. So make sure that you're communicating with others, communicating your thoughts, your needs, your desires, communicating to the universe what exactly you want to cultivate. Make sure you're speaking in the affirmative. And then the Morgan Greer, this is what you need to release during this full moon. Ooh, Four of Cups. So it's kind of like there is a certain level of stubbornness. Like, oh, I'm just not going to accept what's being handed to me. And that attitude is what needs to go because it's blocking your manifestations by, it's kind of like if you're trying to manifest money and then someone offers to buy you something and you tell them no. In reality, the universe is giving you money or gifts through that person, but you have to say yes. If you continuously say no, then you're communicating that to the universe. So keep that in mind. That's really what needs to be released during this full moon, whether you have a ritual or something that you like to do around the moon cycles. That's the thing that needs to go, even if you just want to meditate on it. When I was shuffling the Doreen Virtue cards, Aquarius and Taurus got 2 that popped up. So I'm just going to go ahead and honor that. So we're on Aquarius now. We have Teresa, time out. You've been so busy taking care of everyone else's needs, but now it's time to stop and take care of yourself. And then we have Grace and Antoinette, to help heal the situation, see the other person's point of view with compassion. Okay, so it's both like, you know, looking at things from a different vantage point, as well as taking care of yourself and making sure that you are just taking time, saying yes to things that are right for you and no to the things that aren't. Your growth period during this cycle is confirmation. So it looks like you are getting confirmation that you're headed in the right direction. You just kind of have to lean into it and trust it. That's the big thing that people struggle doing. So it's like this next, until the next full moon, you're going to get a lot of messages about what direction you're headed in and where you need to go. Okay, and then what you need to release during this full moon is fear of the unknown. Like the confusion, the I feel blind, I don't know what I'm doing. And it is a lesson in trust. And so it's like you are getting confirmation, but there's stubbornness around not seeing it. It's kind of similar to Pisces with the stubbornness going on. So you just have to, you know, kind of take the blindfold off and look at things from a different point of view and say, oh, I am getting confirmation, or whatever it is that you're looking for. All right, now we're on Capricorn. Yvonne, you have a special bond with animals. Your pets on earth and in heaven are watched over by angels. Honestly, I don't really like this card because it's like not everyone is an animal person. So what it looks like is you might want to keep your eyes peeled for animals that are around you. I'm getting, in terms of this card, it looks more like spirit guides that are kind of around you, little helpers, little animals, creatures, even if it's like a moth that's in your house and it won't leave, or a cat that kind of hangs out around your house and you see every day when you get home from work. Whatever it is, there are creatures around you that are kind of making an appearance or holding space for you in some capacity and delivering messages from you. So keep your eyes peeled. Okay, and then the growth period, we have birth. So this is similar to the death card to me because it is about transformation, death, rebirth, growing pains, all of that stuff. Let's see what you need to release. Indecision is what's coming up. The humming and hawing, the I don't know what I should do. It's kind of the wavering in your decision making is what's holding you back. And the sooner you're able to release and just go with, I hesitate to say go with your gut, but really cut through the indecision and just say, I'm going to decide and stick with this. This feels right. This is logical or rational to some capacity. And if it doesn't work out, that's okay. So there's a certain level of acceptance that, you know, not everything is going to work out perfectly. When you say yes to one thing, you're saying no to another. And no matter what direction you're going in, you're going to take on a different set of problems. Okay? And then don't forget, it might be helpful to watch your sun, moon, and rising signs. So I've done Pisces, Aquarius, and Capricorn. So now I'm on Sagittarius, but if you have missed a few, you can go back and watch your sun, moon, and rising signs if you missed any. Okay, so for Sagittarius, we have Vanessa. To make your decision, ask yourself, which way brings me closer to my divine purpose? Which way takes me away from it? So, I mean, again, indecision is in the air. Kind of this blind veil that we have over us collectively is kind of coming off. And so this is about tapping into what do you want? What do you need? Ask yourself the important questions so that you can move forward in a direction that's in alignment with you. The growth period for this cycle is pleasure and pain. Again, no matter what direction you go in, there is going to be a set of problems for the good and the bad. And it's more about what kind of problems, what kind of pains and aches do you want to have and do you desire? It's kind of like, I'll probably always be an entrepreneur because it's what I love. I will always start a business, but it comes with its own set of problems. And I prefer these problems to the problems that go along with working for somebody else. So that's kind of what the big growth period is about, is figuring out, what do you want to manage? What are the problems that you'd like to have? And, you know, what challenges do you want to be confronted with? And making decisions based on that outlook. Okay, and then what do you need to release? So it looks like you really need to prioritize. It's kind of like, by navigating the situation, you need to release the whole idea of, okay, you know, these things work and these other things don't. So leave other things at the table that just aren't in affinity with you anymore, so that you kind of lighten the load and are able to do the things that make sense for you at this time. We can do it all, just not all at once. Okay, Scorpio. So what I find, this is for the Julietta's question about, is there a sign that takes precedence? I find that for myself, my sun sign resonates most. That's just me, but if you kind of want a whole picture, I like to tell people, oh, watch your sun, moon, and rising signs, because it kind of gives you more information and it paints a full picture rather than just one. So it's, I consider my moon and rising sign to be like accents to my sun sign reading. But that's just me. I'm sure everyone has their own experience with that. Okay, so with Scorpios, I hope that answers your question. Because everyone kind of has their own combo, so it's kind of nice to get the full picture. Okay, so for Scorpio, we have Archangel Michael. I am with you, giving you the courage to make life changes that will help you work on your divine life purpose. Before I say any more about this, I want to read what we have for the growth period for Scorpio. Base chakra, ooh, fun stuff. So working through feelings of resources, and this is why Archangel Michael came up. Because what this is now saying is, I will support you as you work through this. If you're struggling with money or resources or time or whatever it is that you need, it's like, this is confirmation that you're getting support as you're doing healing in your root chakra. So this is a really great combo to see here. And then for releasing, it's kind of like you're coming out of a rest period. So even though this generally means like sinking into rest, relaxation, what I'm getting here is that you're kind of waking up, but you're doing a lot of healing in that process. So make sure that you're still being gentle with yourself. But it's kind of like, and there's, you know, references of the autumn months down here. I don't know if you can see those leaves and everything, but it always reminds me of the fall. So it's kind of like the energy is shifting. You know, we're getting closer to Scorpio season. And so it's all about, there's deep healing work in the root chakra around resources, and then you're going to wake up through this full moon. Okay, and then we have Libra. Okay. So for Libra, we have Aurora. You're flying high right now, which may threaten others. But don't descend, because others will soon become inspired by your example. Okay, so just keep up the work. You know, keep doing things that are right for you and just model healthy behaviors. That's the best thing that you can do for yourself and others. And then we also have healer. Okay, so this is either you seeking out a healer or, you know, kind of finding your inner healer, whatever that looks like to you, even if it's just you being a shoulder to cry on for someone else, or being able to hold space for a friend who's grieving, or anything like that. So it's going both ways right now. You are, so in the terms of like flying high, or kind of reaching your full potential, that is as an emotional support, if that makes sense. So, and you can be an emotional support both by taking care of yourself through, I'm going to heal my own wounds, my own damage, my own whatever it is that I'm struggling with, as well as helping other people with that as well, without taking responsibility for their struggles, because then we start to slip into codependency. Okay, so what you need to release during this full moon. This is interesting. There is something here about, this looks like a person. So whether this be a father figure, a mentor, there's some, in some capacity, you're evolving out of this phase where you relied on this person heavily. This could have been, you know, a partner or a story revolving around this emperor character, but this is coming through as a person big time. It could also be their influence. So maybe this person who you used to take advice from all the time is now transitioning into a different, has a different purpose in your life, which a lot of people do. Okay, so it just looks like there's some reevaluation around that relationship, and that's all for the best. Okay, now we're at Virgo. So let's see what we have coming through. Mystique. Keep charging ahead and don't take no for an answer. Expect miraculous solutions to appear. Okay, thanks, Carrie. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Okay, so with this here, like, keep charging ahead is just all about make demands to the universe. Just go ahead and call it in, demand it, ask for it. You really do need to make demands. And I'm using that word specifically because it's not about, you know, oh, this would be really nice. This would be really great if I could have this. Right now, you're in a period where you need to just own it, rather than having this wavering, I don't know, I mean, I'd kind of like that. This is asking you to be really clear about what you want. Okay, and then the growth period, we have final steps. So there's some final transition, final lesson that you're going through in order to reach a goal. Okay, so keep moving forward because you're really, really, really close. You have one final step, and it looks like this is the last moon cycle where you're going to be figuring out this next step, and then you're going to see resolution in the next moon cycle. At least that's how I'm reading this, since it's intended for, you know, the new moon in Pisces until, or the full moon in Pisces until, I guess the next full moon we'll have will be in Aries. Okay? So, and what you need to release during the full moon in Pisces is, this is interesting. So with the Queen of Rods here, it looks like you actually need to become more aligned with calmer energies. This looks more like the dark side of the Queen of Rods. Aquarius is up here. I already did that, so once the video is uploaded, you'll be able to watch it. So with the Queen of Rods, it looks like in terms of you releasing that, it's kind of about, you know, the whole storming the castle and stepping into, okay, I'm going to attract these things. I am going to use reflection and my energetic tools in order to cultivate what I want and seek the solutions that I need, rather than taking a more fiery approach, especially since we are starting to get into the fall months. The energy is calming way, way, way down, and it looks like at this time you're really being called to take a step back, you know, do things to nurture yourself, your body, and your home, and kind of leave the busybody stuff behind in the summer months and move forward into the fall. Okay, now we have Leo. Hello to all the Leos. Okay, Celeste, a happy move to a new home or place of employment is in the works. This movement will usher in positive new energy. Don't take this card so literally that you think, oh, I'm gonna be moving to a new home. Not necessarily, unless that's what you're looking for. But it could be a new demographic that you're working with, or a new market segment, or, you know, maybe you get a promotion within work, or so just think about it in terms of movement within your life. It's not just a home. Okay, and then here we have your growth period, responsibility. So it's kind of like you're really facing some big tasks right now. And that's not a bad thing. It's just that there's a lot of stuff that you need to take care of, and so that's all coming to the surface. It's like, yes, it's great that summer was all about fun and play and having a good time. And now that the energies are becoming calmer, it is one of those things where you're going to have to look at things a little bit differently, and really taking responsibility for what's happening within your life. And then owning up to the stuff that maybe you put off during the summer. And then what you need to release during this full moon. Knight of Swords. So this could be one of two things. Yes, it could be a person. It could totally be like an Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra. But this could also be like resistance to community or resistance to getting help from other people. So it looks like with Leos, there might be this, I can do everything myself and I don't need anybody. That's the attitude that could be holding you back from reaching your full potential and getting the most out of situations. So make sure you watch this. If you feel like, oh, I have this, I really, really want to be independent, it's kind of like flip the script and see, is there something that you can do to reach even bigger goals if you let go of your perfect picture around independence? Because it's possible. Okay, then we have Cancer. All right. Yoga and exercise are essential to your well-being, peace of mind, and spiritual growth right now. So really taking care of your body. Really tuning in with your heart and your body, and doing things that kind of ground you rather than throw you back into the astral. And your growth period is beginnings. So that you're setting off in a new direction. There's something during this moon cycle that's going to be new. It's just fresh, new energy. Okay, so make sure that you are honoring this process, and maybe this could easily be something related to work or something fun that you've wanted to get started, a project that you're working on, all that good stuff. And then what you need to release, the moon. So there's a lack of clarity around what your next step should be or what you should do. So it looks like the message here is to take care of your body in order to get answers around the confusion or convoluted nature that you're dealing with right now. Because there's something you're getting started, but you might be confused about the how do I do this? Or what do I do? Or what do I put into action? So the solution you're going to find is by yoga, exercise, taking care of your body. Also doing body work with people is really great. So if you have an acupuncturist, chiropractor, massage therapist, really going to seek out those people who help support you is going to bring you a lot of answers and resolution to this moony, dreamy energy. Okay, especially with all the Neptune stuff we have going on and all that jazz. It looks like there's that dreamy, I don't know what I'm doing kind of going on. Okay, so now we have Gemini. Astara, you deserve the best. Reach for the stars with your dreams and desires and don't compromise. Okay, so once again, similar to Virgo, it's like demand, claim what you want, own what you want. Embodying that energy is going to be really, really helpful for your manifestations. And don't compromise. So if something shows up and it doesn't match your manifestation, don't give up and just settle. You know, continue your manifestation process. Okay, and then your growth period. Be you. Be yourself. Make sure that you are honoring the things that you have going on around you and that you are being authentic, because that's going to also help you manifest the right opportunities and the right things to help you achieve your goals. You just have to make sure that you're taking an attitude of, as long as I'm myself, I'm going to be able to attract the things that are in affinity with me and that are in alignment with who I am. And that'll yield better results moving forward. Okay, so then for what you need to release, the Wheel of Fortune. So it's kind of like that picture around the unknown. It is like, no, you don't know what's going to happen, and that's okay. But it doesn't mean you shouldn't take action or you shouldn't move forward because you don't know how the story ends. That's not the primary thing here. That's like nobody knows what's going to happen next. So the closer or the more you can become okay with the unknown, because you don't really have a choice, the easier things are going to be for you. And for Taurus, I pulled 2 cards for Taurus, so lucky you. I bring you a message from your deceased loved one. I am happy, at peace, and I love you very much. Please don't worry about me. Okay, so this is interesting. This looks like it's for a specific person. Like someone's watching now who is like, ooh, I really needed this, but I don't know that this is going to apply to every single Taurus. And I picked these before I even started filming this, so it looks like this just really need to come up for a few Tauruses right now. But for everyone else, it's, you're a light worker. God needs you to shine your divine light and love like an angel upon the earth and all of its inhabitants. So it looks like you're really being called to stand in your power. But again, this is only going to apply to, because not every Taurus who's watched is going to have experienced extreme loss of a loved one necessarily. So I think that's why 2 came up here. But it is about you really being called to share your gifts with the world and just owning, what you have to offer. Okay. And your growth period, mentor. Now, go ahead and ask yourself, do you need a mentor, or are you acting as a mentor for someone else? Both could apply. It's just about what how this is showing up in your life right now. Okay? And then what you need to release is the Ten of Cups. This has come up quite a bit. So this could either be expectations around a relationship, a perfect picture, like I have this really big idea and I want it to go exactly my way, start to finish, and that's what you need to let go of, or it's a specific relationship that you've had in the past that's preventing you from moving forward and attracting healthy relationships elsewhere. So that's really what's coming through for this. And then your mentor could also be someone who's giving you emotional support in some capacity. So make sure that you keep that in mind, that you have a lot of experience and a lot to share in terms of relationships, love, all of that work that you've done around these topics, but it could also be you healing wounds yourself. This came up for another sign, I forget which one. I think it was Libra, where it's like by healing yourself, you are able to offer more to others as well. And so there is like this ideal or this perfect picture that you can still hold that big vision for yourself, but also trusting that it may not happen exactly how you want it to. Okay, and then last but not least, we have Aries. Okay. No, conditions aren't favorable right now. Wait or look into other options and ask angels to help, guide, or comfort you. Okay, so if you're looking for a yes or no, Aries, this is a big fat no. Make sure that you're taking a step back, asking for guidance, and looking at it from a different angle so that you can get more information on how to proceed. Your growth period is heart chakra, so really tapping into, how are you fully, being yourself, speaking your truth, being in alignment, like what you do in the world, it being in alignment with what you are projecting into the world. And it's all lessons around self-concept and how you're being seen. And what you need to release during this full moon is a victim story. Okay, so these definitely are all connected. Heart is around, how you're perceived and kind of what your self-concept is. Even though that's communicated through the throat, people often feel it from the heart. So it looks like there might be some level of perfection that you want to achieve from the like you've been wanting to move forward, but it's not actually the right time to do that, and then it kind of bruises your ego a little bit. We all have it. It's just about how quickly we bounce back and how we navigate that. So it is about, oh no, it's not working out. Well, this upsets me. And it's about releasing that whole victim mentality, that story that you tell yourself about nothing ever works out for me. And is that reflecting what you want to cultivate for yourself? Is that a story that you would like to continue to have? Because the longer you have that nothing ever works out for me, the longer that's going to continue for you. So the sooner you can release this, the better your results are going to be. Okay, and that is all that I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, liking, sharing, and don't be afraid to reach out to me if you'd like to work with me one-on-one, and I will see you next time. Have a great full moon, everybody. Bye.